Hi there people, this is Eitan and today I'm gonna make a short pro and cons review on the Native 5 lightweight in maxamet steel. I'll refer later to the maxamet steel. So let's talk about a bit of technical specs. So we're talking about a knife that has a blade length of almost 3 inch, 2.95 to be exact. It's around 7.5 centimeters. The blade thickness is, the thickest part is 0.1 to 5 inches, which is around 3 millimeters, and we have weights around 2.5 ounces, which is 71 grams. We have a leaf-shaped blade, small blade, spidey hole, jimping here, big choil, swedge over here, some sort of a swedge. And small FRN handle, very nice, four-way pocket clip. Let's do a size comparison and go into the what are the pros and what are the cons. So this is near the Spyderco Military. Look at the size. It doesn't fit into the camera, so see what I do. I'm gonna lift it up a bit. Okay, so this is near the Spyderco Military. You see, it's a very big knife. This is near Delica. Let's see it near the Delica. So as you see, it's a similar size, a bit smaller than the Delica. The blade has almost exact cutting length. The only handle is the which is bigger. Let's see it near the what I have here. I think take the rat one. This is near the rat one, and let's take a big knife, the Contigo, which I very much like. You see, it's almost goes inside in size. And last is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, which is medium size. Some people will say large knife. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of this model. Now this is supposed to be a cutting tool, okay? So I'll do my analysis referring to that. It's not gonna be a hard use folder which you're supposed to do betoning with it. So let's start with the blade. The blade geometry is excellent. Leaf-shaped blade gives us a very nice piercing option. It's a slicing blade. You have a full flat grind, well made. So the geometry, it will cut very good. It's very lightweight, and it's kind of a small knife, so it's also sort of an advantage. Now the steel or the alloy, some people will say the maxamet is, I don't know if it's correct to call it steel. To make a long story short, it has a very good or even excellent wear resistance, which means that depending on how you use the knife, it's true to every steel, okay? It will last longer, but it will also take you longer, or it will be harder to sharpen it. So this type of stuff, I recommend to strap it a lot. Now, to people who are not, let's say, trained with sharpening, it's gonna take you a bit of time to sharpen the maxamet, and you don't need to sharpen it to very high grit. Okay, you have over here a nice choil which is big enough to choke the knife, which gives you a lot of control in the cutting, and I like it very much. The knife's almost gone in the palm of your hand, which is gonna be sort of a disadvantage, but I'll go into the disadvantage later. The grip, if you're holding here with the choil, is fine, okay? As you can see, it's like the extension of your hand. You have this blade over here, and you can do whatever you want to kill the cucumber if you want. You have a full position pocket clip, as I said. The lock is a back lock, which is a strong locking mechanism. I prefer it on the liner lock, and some people say, yeah, if you use correctly with the knife, you don't supposed to have any problem with a liner lock or with a frame lock, but Still, it's a safety issue, and a safety issue I prefer to take the extra step. And if you have a back lock or a compression lock, I prefer it. The design, well, it's very smooth and simple design. If you close the knife, you get a shape that goes into the pocket, goes out without catching to anything. So it's very, very nice. The handle is FRN, it's kind of grippy, it's very light. The pocket clip grips well, and it touches over here where the symbol, so you don't have too much tear to your pants. So in this field, it's a-okay knife. It's very simple and fun to carry and use. Let's see the disadvantage. Well, I mentioned the choil and the option to choke it. Now, if you don't like to use the choil, or you don't use the choil, you lose your pinky over here, and it's annoying. I don't like it. I don't like knives with short handles. I think my hands are kind of average, so most people will understand what I'm saying, that it's not fun to hold in it like that, okay, or like that. It's not. If you choke it, it's okay, but not all people like to choke it or want to use it like that, okay? So this is one problem. The handle is too short. Another problem is, you see this Spyderco texture over here. It's not that a big of deal, but it's known for collecting junk. Every knife or every handle, if it's not smooth, it's harder to clean. It's collect all grease and stuff like that, and it's annoying to clean it, and you need to take it apart. And this knife is not that easy to take it apart, but they handle the issue of the backlock. But I can't show you here, but they did something. But also, I see it as a disadvantage, but maybe they can find another option to preserve the grippiness of the handle, and with a way that it won't collect, or will be easier to clean instead of disassemble it. You don't have over here a sharpening choil, which is a bit of annoying to me. The price is $154, $160 for a small knife. I think it's a bit high, so I'm putting it on the disadvantage, but we'll go to the bottom line and we'll see it later. Final thing, it doesn't have any deep pocket carry clip. Now this knife is a small knife. It's one of those knives that supposed to be, you carry it, but you don't supposed to feel it. Not too much, because this is why they made it lightweight, so it won't be too much noticeable. So some people refer as noticeable as weight. Some people refer as noticeable as if you can see it out of your pocket. I think it's not that a big a deal to make a deep carry pocket clip for this knife. It's a small knife. It's supposed to be not the outdoorsman heavy use knife. It's supposed to be everyday tool for light tasks. Cutting a lot, it can cut a lot with that steel a lot. Something that you can go anywhere without an issue. It's not looking too much threatening. I think there is a place to put a deep carry pocket clip over here. It's too much out of the pocket, and it's too bad. The final conclusion, well, the materials of this knife are very good. We have over here very high-end steel, and I'm referring only to the maxamet, okay? But they have also other version in S35V and S30V, all those sprint runs. Everything is okay. It's this one, it's really a cutting machine because of the alloy. So the material are very good and high quality, as Spyderco does always. You know, they have a very high quality knives, refer to other companies, production companies. The assembly and fit and finish is great. I don't see any issues here. Maybe over here it's a bit, but really you need to be a really person who looks into every tiny thing that this to pay attention to this. Everything over here is well made, not too much, it's not sharp in the edges, the jimping is not too aggressive and not too much jimping. Over here it's smooth, it's really nice, everything in place, in middle, you can open and close it in one hand, so it's really well made. fit and finish. So the bottom line, it's a 150 160 small knife with a very high-end alloy slash steel, which means if you want a good tool and you very fond of Spyderco knives and the design, and you don't want it to feel it too much, it's excellent. If it will have a deep carry pocket clip, it will be perfect, but it's excellent. Okay, it can serve you for many years and you won't have to sharpen it a lot, but if you're looking for something, you know, your beater knife or stuff like that, you can find a lot cheaper. You can find tenacious or stuff like that, you know, that you don't mind, because it's a $160, and $160, it's not small money. Okay, so you need to take it under consideration. This is a cutting tool with a with a specialty alloy that meant to cut and preserve its edge for a long time. So I wouldn't do any praying or stuff or other stuff like that. If you're doing your EDCing and you do a lot of cutting and through soft materials, rubber, stuff like that, it will be perfect. But if you're doing a lot of carving and you go outdoor and you find yourself that you might need praying and do other stuff, I wouldn't spend. I would buy a fixed blade, but I wouldn't spend that much money on that knife. It's a small knife for urban environment or other, let's say, light use environment. It can be perfect for it. So the bottom line, it's good for what it's meant for. It's one of the for a small cutting tool, it's one of the best I know. So I hope it helped someone, and have a great day. Bye.